This morning, EMS members trained on ways to respond to an emergency scene. The training is through the Resuscitation Academy. Jim Stratman got a look at what crews are learning.
2, 3, 4, 5.
CPR is a life-saving skill.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And these first responders are taking it to the next level.
I think what high-performance CPR does is it takes that basic understanding of CPR and then takes it to the next level.
Jonathan Larson is a faculty member with the Resuscitation Academy based out of Seattle. They were in Berea with these first responders, teaching them how to be even better in the field.
Well, you can wait for a second. One person will manage chest compressions, one person will manage ventilations, another person will manage the AED, and then there's enough people, we have a timekeeper, so there's a lot of roles that can happen for this to be very effective. You can change your own tires one at a time, or you can have 4 people doing it at the same time.
We know Kentucky is typically a lower state on that list on survival rate, so we just want to provide some education for the EMS services so we can improve that.
Now, this is the first branch of the Resuscitation Academy here in Kentucky. Officials say that a lot of the EMS members today are from the central, eastern, and northern parts of the state, but they want to move out to the western part and incorporate even more departments.
Really by creating a network of lighthouses and of members of the network who can reach out to people in their own communities, they are able to improve survival wherever.
Checking for pulse. Reporting in Berea, Jim Stratman, WKYT.
The Big Con, a docuseries diving into the fraud case of Eric C. Kahn, is hitting Apple TV Plus next week, and a recently released trailer has people talking. The 4-part series drops May 6th, diving into the $550 million fraud case that shook the region and shattered reality for thousands of Social Security clients in the mountains. Attorney Ned Pillersdorf was involved in the filming and has seen the first part of the series. He is hopeful that the project will show the world the clients were not involved in the fraud.
We're hoping that a powerful documentary, and from all indications, that's what this is going to be, will change the course of history, catch the attention of the Biden administration, and finally end this awful nightmare for the vulnerable people, I see every day.
The main goal, he says, is to get their stories to the people who can help them, as many still wait for answers regarding the reinstatement of their benefits 7 years later. We will hear from some of those former clients coming up tonight at 6. Governor Andy Beshear and other state and local leaders gathered in Morgan County today for a groundbreaking ceremony that will help people who are seeking a second chance. A major moment for the Kentucky Advanced Manufacturing Institute, or ECAMI, a facility offering state inmates now and other eligible students the opportunity to be trained in aerospace, automotive, and robotic manufacturing, providing these individuals the skills needed to transition into the workforce.
It's going to give them, those folks, such an opportunity when they come out, combined with the new IDs we're providing, combined with transportation services that are out there. It may give people the best set of tools to get it right, to reunite with families, to hold down that job that they've ever had.
Those with the Eastern Kentucky Correctional Complex say the facility should be built by next year. We'll have more on the ECAMI groundbreaking tonight at 6. Big changes may come again to Virginia's marijuana and hemp industry. The issue revolves around SB 591 and the changes made by Governor Glenn Youngkin. The original bipartisan bill was aimed at regulating hemp products that kids may mistake as candy, cereal, or familiar products, and would ban the sale of any substance that contains more than 0.25 milligrams of THC. Governor Youngkin did not sign that bill. He instead sent it back to lawmakers with additions. He added that folks could face criminal charges for having more than 2 ounces of marijuana, and non-intoxicating CBD products like lotions and creams would be illegal for those under 21. He also added more restrictive testing for THC. Lawmakers will re-vote on the bill with those changes on Wednesday.
And speaking of Virginia, a look into Southwest Virginia at this hour has us in pretty nice shape. Blue skies around the region. Temperatures in the middle and upper 50s at the moment. Nothing but blue sky. I saw a couple of clouds earlier on this camera, but that's about it. London Corbin Airport, same deal. We're sitting in the mid 60s outside right now, so a beautiful afternoon. It continues around the mountains, middle 60s for most, a little bit cooler in our Southwest Virginia counties, where things are usually a little cooler in the higher elevations. Satellite and radar, nothing doing. And we have a few clouds across portions of West Virginia, but that's about it. You got to go up towards Chicagoland before you run into any kind of rainfall we'd have to deal with. So we are going to continue to see gorgeous conditions running through the rest of the nighttime hours tonight. The only thing we have to watch out for, some folks may be dealing with a little bit of that frost again. Not a widespread deal, but some patchy frost possible, with lows getting down into the upper 30s and low 40s tonight. Mostly clear and cold yet again. I'll have the details on another beautiful day for our Thursday, and when showers may return to the mountains coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. Since mid-March, the Department of Homeland Security processed more than 20,000 Ukrainians at the U.S.-Mexico border. They were also granted humanitarian parole on a case-by-case basis. And with Title 42 lifting soon, the Biden administration is preparing for an influx of migrants. A top Homeland Security official outlined the Biden administration's plans for the influx by encouraging Ukrainians to start the application process in Europe. Texas is now looking for private donations to help cover the cost of its programs that buses undocumented migrants out of state. Earlier this month, volunteers from D.C. charities were on hand to assist the migrants once they started to arrive at the nation's capital. And now back in Texas, the state's Division of Emergency Management set up a website to accept donations, not to help the migrants, but to cover the cost of the charters. The site claims as of April 13th, more than $55 million has been donated. The site does not say how much has been raised specifically to pay for the buses or how much the mandate has already cost Texas taxpayers. A funeral for former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright was held at the Washington National Cathedral this morning. President Joe Biden gave the eulogy. Other speakers included former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Albright served as Secretary of State in the Clinton administration. She was the first woman to hold that position. Albright's family says she died after a battle with cancer. President Joe Biden announced 5 new judicial nominees on Wednesday. It's Biden's 17th round of nominations of federal judges. He's nominated a total of 95 since taking office. The administration continues to tout the diversity of Biden's picks. According to the White House, if confirmed, Anna Reyes would be the first Hispanic woman and first openly LGBTQ person to serve on the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia. The U.S. House of Representatives passed a bill to create a commission to explore the creation of an institution celebrating the stories, heritage, and achievements of Asian American and Pacific Islanders. The bill comes days before the start of AAPI Heritage Month. The commission will consist of 8 members who will consider questions like what the institution costs, will it be part of the Smithsonian, and how Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders would take part in the process. The bill now moves to the Senate. The CDC says the pace of new COVID-19 hospitalizations is likely to increase nationwide in the coming weeks, even as the nation's top infectious disease expert says the United States is in a new phase when it comes to the virus. CBS's Anthony Pura reports from San Diego.
The nation's top infectious disease expert is trying to clarify remarks he made about the pandemic.
We are certainly right now in this country out of the pandemic phase. Namely, we don't have 900,000 new infections a day.
After making those comments on PBS NewsHour, Dr. Anthony Fauci, President Biden's chief medical advisor, is telling CBS News the pandemic is not over, but that the U.S. is in a decelerated and much more controlled phase of the pandemic. The comments come as the CDC predicts new COVID-19 hospitalizations will likely increase nationwide in the coming weeks, following an uptick in cases recently. On Tuesday, Vice President Kamala Harris became the latest high-ranking official to test positive. She is now taking the antiviral pill Paxlovid.
Paxlovid is a really important step in our ability to fight this pandemic.
The CDC says the virus has already infected more than half the U.S. population and 75% of Americans under 18. A top FDA official released a video statement responding to suggestions that the agency is delaying its review of vaccines for children under 5.
Being thorough absolutely does not mean we are delaying review of these vaccines. We're going to move with all expediency without sacrificing our standards to complete our evaluations.
On Tuesday, Pfizer asked the FDA to authorize a booster shot of its COVID-19 vaccine for children ages 5 to 11. Less than a third of that age group is fully vaccinated. Anthony Pura, CBS News, San Diego.
Dr. Marks suggested that the reason for the delay in vaccines for children under 5 is that the agency is lacking data from the vaccine manufacturers. An infant in North Carolina played a part in making medical history. Easton Cinnamon is the first person to ever receive a transplant consisting of both a heart and implanted cultured thymus tissue grown in a lab from the same donor at the same time. Doctors had to get FDA authorization for the surgery, and after consulting with physicians, Easton's parents agreed to the first of its kind surgery. 8 months after making medical history, Easton is finally home with his family. Coming up on First at 4, we'll bring you the latest financial news in today's Money Watch report.
And sunshine is back again as we head into the day tomorrow, but changes are on the way. I'll have those details on the way after Money Watch.